Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. I am she and she can see. This is the expression number 8 reading. Thank you to the old, new, and those just stopping through. So, your expression number kind of talks about your potential. And so imagine you're climbing a mountain. And the way that you can reach your full potential and get to the top of the mountain is when you master the energy of 8. You find this number by breaking down your full birth name into a single number. And so let's talk about 8s. 8s, you are ambitious. You're big thinkers. You got that CEO, that boss, that manager, that leadership type energy. Extremely influential, courageous, and unafraid of anything, right? Like success is what you eat, sleep, and breathe. Like that's what vibrates in you. And that's what people see. Like that's what people want to follow. Now, energy is a spectrum. It's not good. It's not bad, but there is a spectrum. So sometimes you can take all of those bold energies and it can appear as if we're domineering, we're insensitive, we're unavailable, arrogant, or controlling. And so realize we're not always perfect. And sometimes we will go back and forth from vibing high or vibing low, right? And so in this reading, we're going to be talking, this is almost like a progress report. So we're climbing that mountain. What have we let go? What have we, what did we have to leave behind in order to get to the top? What are we looking for? What are we moving towards? What are we expecting? And then what was the point of going through all of those annoying little things? Like why did that even have to appear in our life, right? So let's look at column number 1. So the first card out says reclaim your power. And so 8s, you're courageous and you're powerful and you're bold. And so there could have been a moment, and this is over and done with, right? So reclaim your power indicates that there was a time when you were operating in your weakness and not able to overcome it. So, this card says, do not give your power away to anyone. Say to yourself, I am strong and capable. I can approach this situation with confidence and skill. 8s, that's literally what you do. So there could have been, a situation, relationships, anything that you were connected or committed to, where you were giving away the most beautiful aspects of yourself. You were not operating in your strength. So beneath this card, you have the 7 of Cups. This is a card of needing to make a choice, And sometimes the confusion with these 7 cups is those cups can represent opinions of people. They can represent expectations that others have of us. They can represent, things that we are perceiving as benefits to us. But honestly, all of those 7 cups are not really going to take us to what we most need. And so this is about operating in our strength so that we can make the proper choices we need in order to move forward in life. Beneath the 7 of Cups, we have death. And it's, this is the understanding that every ending is really a new beginning. When something ends, something else has to take its space, right? And so this is about you allowing the old aspect of self to die because you're stepping into what's new. You're stepping into the fullness of self where you can make choices, you can be confident, you can be sure, you can be bold. And in the event you loaned your strength or your power out to others, this is like, I'm taking it back. Like I need all of me. I need the best of me unapologetically, right? And so what's over and done with? You giving away your power. You being afraid to end things, you being afraid to not make choices that push you forward and put you in positions of success, right? Now, column number 2 kind of talks about like what's over and done with, but like these energies still kind of linger on. It says, ask a dream for guidance. And so 8s, listen, when we give our power away, we have to power up again. We have to find strength. And where can we go to? Who can we go to? We are in God's story. This is divine story, right? We are a tool in God's creation. And so where do you go when you have no more strength? To the Creator, to the source. And so you can do this by way of dreams. And this says, listen, if there's something you want to know, ask it prior to going to sleep. Ask it to come to you in the form of a dream. And then when you awake, take notes. Now, not everybody can remember their dreams or write them down, and so waking dreams are just as significant. When you are awake, ask for guidance. Since we're doing your number 8, set your timer for 8 minutes and ask a question and sit and do nothing, and then record what you felt, what you heard, what you sensed, right? And there's no right or wrong, but this is you grooming yourself to power up again with the best source ever, God. True? Beneath this card, we have the 5 of Swords. And so this is about confusion and mental conflict and not being able to get out of our own way mentally to see past our current situation, right? This is not having clarity. We want to free ourselves from whatever blockage is not allowing our mind to make choices with ease, right? And so Spirit is saying, we're here for you, but you have to ask. Right? We're here for you. You have to ask. You have to make space for us. And so what's over and done with but still lingers, you're still kind of in that place where you may not have all the answers you need. But Spirit is saying, hey, just ask for guidance. We're here for you. We can get through this. Beneath the 5 of Swords, we have perseverance. Whatever you set your mind to, you can do, right? Nothing is too big for you. If you think it, you can have it. So don't stop, 8s. You are the CEOs and the moguls, of numerology. These are big numbers. 8s are the leaders. Like you represent leadership. But many times in life, you may feel like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Like, I don't know what. And that's okay. Those moments are vital and imperative for you to level up. Those are not supposed to stop and stunt you. Those are just stopping points or stop signs so that you can reevaluate and assess in order to keep pushing forward. And the divine is saying, hey, we're here for you to help you through this. Like, if you're confused, you don't have clarity about a situation, it's okay. Like, ask us, right? Card number 3 or row number 3 kind of talks about like, okay, what am I heading towards? Where am I moving? Where am I moving to? We have center yourself. It says take a few deep breaths to regain your center. Now you can approach life from a more mindful place. The power of breath, right? The power of doing nothing. And 8s, because you are workers, sometimes people can call you a workaholic. One of the hardest things to have an 8 do is to stop and do nothing. Right? Because you feel like I'm inadequate, I'm not doing anything, I'm not useful. Like, no, but you're heading to the point where you realize that in doing nothing, it is actually something. And that something is so beneficial because it allows something else to pour into you, to give you the strength, the power, and the guidance that you need. Right? And so it's about emptying yourself so that you can be filled up with the goodness of God and the direction and the instruction that you most need. And so set your timer for 8 minutes, focus on your breaths, ask questions. When you're done, journal. You may not have a specific answer, so don't attach yourself to an outcome. Just enjoy the journey that those 8 minutes can provide you. When you're done, write down what you felt, write down what you sensed, write down about the visions that come, maybe draw pictures. It doesn't matter. There's no wrong way to discover us and to get ourselves through these moments that can feel like blockages. So the beautiful thing is beneath center yourself, we have the star. This is a card of hope and faith and possibility, no matter how dark it was before, right? No matter how lost I was, no matter what crumbled, no matter what was taken away. I have faith, I have hope in what's to come. And so this is saying, listen, no matter how shaken you are, even if you feel scattered, even if you don't feel like you are grounded and you are firm in your foundation, maintaining hope in what's to come, having faith in your ability to rise, to be the star, to shine again, no matter how dark it's been, is like vital to your growth and to your success. Beneath the star card, we have patience. This is saying, listen, we really have no control and what happens and when it happens. Like, this is a divine story and we are all characters. And so there are certain things that we can control, but true intelligence knows when to fall back because it's outside of our realm, right? And so that's saying that even when I am no longer able to dictate what happens when, I can have hope and faith in what the universe and what God is going to provide me in this situation, right? And so always stay centered, and your center should feel like your faith and your hope in what's to come. No matter what's happening around you, so much easier to say, right? No matter what's happening around you, be patient and allow things to unfold in the manner and in the time that they are divinely meant to. Now, column number 4 kind of talks about your expectations. Like, what are you wanting? It says, energize yourself with weather. Enjoy the warm sunshine, the wind in the trees, the cleansing rain, right? The clarity that comes after your storm. This is about literally being able to do nothing, but accomplishing everything. And in this card, it's saying that even the weather is your tool. No matter what the conditions are in your environment, they can power you up, right? Ask to be poured into the same energy that creates the sunshine, that creates the storms, the same energy that makes weather can be poured into you. So this is about aligning yourself to God's world and finding power in those moments of silence and doing nothing, right? And so being able to do nothing but to still energize self. Beneath that card, we have the 8 of Wands. This is a card of movement. This is a card of communication. This is a card of events changing rapidly. So this is what you are expecting. You're expecting for things to move. This could be a card of travel, but nonetheless, this is your energy. This is 8, right? And so when we're talking about Wands, we're talking about passion and purpose and life force. And you're wanting all of these things to do something, to move in a certain way, to go in a certain direction. You're waiting for something to come in. You're wanting to go out somewhere. This is about movement and change and just energy flowing. And Spirit is saying the same energy that you are wanting in your life, you can align yourself with it by sitting in nature. By becoming one with the weather, right? And really gaining energy from the divine environment that Earth is providing us. Beneath the 8 of Wands, we have humor, and this is about choosing to see the lighter side in situations. And so listen, you're expecting for change, growth, progress, travel, momentum, communication, but you're also expecting not to be burdened by life. And so this says, listen, no matter how things unfold, I can find the funny stuff, and I can find the funnies in the heaviness of life, right? And so Spirit is saying, listen, with laughter and weather, momentum and change, you can draw that into you. Can you imagine, right? Like you can create the energy that you most want to see by just aligning with what life has provided you with, right? Nature. It's constant, it's consistent, and you can have moments with it that really power you back up, that really energize you. Column number 5 talks about, okay, so like, what am I supposed to learn from this situation? First card says, be a comfort to yourself. It says comfort is an inside job, right? Speak to yourself in a loving, positive way. Do something that nourishes you. And know that in this moment, all is well. And so 8, sometimes you have to be your own healer, right? Sometimes the boss needs to be managed. Sometimes the workaholic, needs to do work that's nothing like the work that they're most used to. And so you have to be able to know when your energy is depleted. You have to know when you have hit your point of expiration, and you have to console self. You have to bring peace and comfort to yourself when nothing else is doing that for you. You have to know, where can I tap in when I need to power up again? How can I recharge? And so this is about you really understanding self, but the divine has given you a way in and said, hey, use the weather, get some laughter, watch something funny, like recharge your story, and it doesn't have to be in a complex way. but it is something that you, hands down, are responsible for. Beneath that, we have the Three of Cups. This is a card of joy, celebration, camaraderie. But this is about like doing heart-centered, fun-filled things with other people, right? And so if that's where you find your humor in your relationships and those fun things that you can do with others, those celebrations, those events, then fine. Allow those things to power you up and to pour back into you. No, that's not work, but it gives you the energy that you need to go ahead and continue the work that you most love to do. Beneath the Three of Cups, it says trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Listen, if you are not a comfort to yourself, then your inner voice is never going to feel comfortable to you. So you have to be mindful of how you are treating yourself and how you are talking to yourself in those moments of silence where nobody else can hear you. Nobody knows how you think and how you speak and how you feel about you except you. And so you need to authentically make sure that you are leading yourself. You are influencing yourself in the best way before we can go out and be the influencer that you're called to be as this 8. And so you trust yourself most when you are actually building up yourself, when you don't quit on yourself, when you don't give up, when you don't berate yourself, when you don't chastise, when you don't overly analyze and criticize. Like this is saying, listen, like find the joy in your story and in your life, and maybe there are 2 significant relationships where you have with people who can literally pour into you. But don't really rely on those relationships, because the most significant one is the one you have with yourself, right? So this is about finding joy, being mindful of the comfort we bring to ourselves, because if you are always beating yourself up, you're never going to trust the guidance that your insight is bringing you, right? It's like this never-ending loop of not being able to feel good, not thinking good about ourselves, not being able to laugh and smile and just enjoy life because we don't trust ourselves, because we're not treating ourselves right? We would not trust a partner that is abusive emotionally, verbally, mentally. We wouldn't trust that relationship to give us all that we need. So in order to trust your own guidance, you have to be the ideal partner and mate to yourself. Let's look at the cards on the bottom of the deck. So, first card that comes out is find your purpose. It says, when you feel like you don't fit into this world, remember that you're here to help create a better one. Your tender heart is a treasure. So, 8, listen. You are a leader. You are a provider. Success is what you go after most. You're a big thinker kind of person. Like you see the big picture. And if you don't like what you're seeing, use the energy that you have as this 8 to make something better of your existence, your story, and this thing called life that we are all collectively sharing. Right? Your purpose sometimes will not fit into what's already at play. And I believe that definitely for you as an 8, because of your influence and because of your leadership and because you are unafraid to go after and get things done. Your courage is what you can rely on to really bring forth the experience that you think this world needs most. And that is where your purpose lies. Beneath that, we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is a card of security, right? This is about like trying to keep it all together, because we don't ever want to have to deal with lack, right? So everything I'm having and holding right now, like it needs to sustain me. It needs to be enough. And beneath that, we have discipline. And so I feel like your purpose is sacred to you. It's something that you have to never let go of, and it's something that you have to believe in. But you also have to trust yourself that what you're feeling and what you're wanting to see it can come. If you can think it, you can have it. If you can feel it, it can become something real and tangible that you can touch, taste, feel, and set. Like it can be here. Right? But I feel like this Four of Pentacles is saying you have to hold on to it. You have to trust that it's yours, that you can have it, that you can sustain it, right? And then the discipline card says that, listen, I can accomplish what I set my mind to, but as the big, ambitious thinker that you are, be mindful of the voice in which you use to create these thoughts, these desires, and these expectations for life. Be mindful. You are very powerful, and everything that you want to create in the outside world is genuinely a reflection of what you've done in your own personal inside world. And so be mindful of what you're doing inside so that you can go ahead and create what's on the outside. And I think that Four of Pentacles says that the security that you want is here, but you have to trust it, right? And sometimes it can talk about not being stingy or being selfish. Sometimes if we have too many fears, we may not trust that we can go after, release, and let go and get what we want, but discipline, consistency, your purpose is, there's no outcome that you are attaching to. It's a journey. So you have to agree to the journey of your purpose. You have to hold on to it. Never let it go. And discipline just says that I am willing to do this every day because it's important to me. It's what I want, and it's a part of my growth. It's a part of me, right? So no matter what happens, I am committed to this. I'm committed to this journey, not necessarily this outcome. Because when we commit to outcomes and then they don't arise in the way that we thought or felt, we can become discouraged. But 8s, you are the number of courage. So we don't want to undo all the work that we're putting into things. All right. I'm hoping that this was beneficial. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care.